Now, periodic table is a very small chapter in terms of the important trends and the exceptions which were there associated with the periodic properties. The MCQs are always asked with regards to that particular part only. Okay, so in the theory part, I have discussed every periodic property along with the exceptions in detail. And along with that, we have also completed chemical bonding. So whatever bond related, yeah, bonding related concepts were there, they were also being covered in the chemical bonding. So I'll start with the MCQs of the periodic table. Along with that, whatever important part, the understanding, the thought process needs to be applied, that I'll discuss. Okay, you can keep your volume 1 in front of you. Okay, let's start with example 1. Which alphabet is not in use in nomenclature of elements?
J and Q.
J and Q. Because K obviously refers to potassium related with the word gallium. W is related to
Tungsten.
tungsten, which is derived from wolfram. V is
Vanadium.
vanadium, and it's a D block element, which is from the first D series 21 to 30, scandium to zinc. So J and Q related कोई भी elements नहीं है. Next, which of the following is the period number of the element whose atomic number is 98? Now, whenever any element's atomic number is given, we can find three details, that is period, group, and the block. And to get all the three details, what needs to be done?
Electronic configuration.
You will write the full electronic configuration or the condensed one?
Condensed.
Condensed. Full is not required. So with Z equal to 98 condensed electronic configuration के लिए, which will be the nearest inert gas?
Radon.
Radon. So you need to know the atomic numbers of the inert gases. So 98 के पहले the nearest inert gas is radon with 86 electrons filled. Now after radon, which energy level starts filling up?
7s.
7th energy level, that is 7s. So tell me the configuration.
7s2.
7s2.
5f.
10.
10.
So 86 and to 88, we have to go up till 98. So it will be 5f10. Okay, 5f के बाद we have 6d and 7p, but of course they would be vacant. But these are the subshells which are being filled for the 7th energy level as per Aufbau. Now looking at the configuration, what is the block?
F block.
Because the last electron, which is also the differentiating electron, is entering in the f orbital, so it is F block. What is the period?
7.
So it is always the starting energy level from where you can get the period number. So it is in the 7th period of the periodic table. And what would be the group? Group.
3.
It is always 3, na? Because the moment you have F block, there were 14 elements, but they were all condensed together in the group 3 of the periodic table. And that's the reason they were named as inner transition elements, because they are buried within the transition series, right? So F block elements are also referred as inner transition series. In fact, in the F block elements, this will relate to Which series?
Actinoid.
Lanthanides or actinoids? It is actinoids. Okay. So if I talk about the 6th period F block elements, they are named as lanthanides. And what are the atomic numbers for lanthanides?
57 to
58 to 71.
57. Now, when I say 57, is it a D block element or F block element? 57.
so, but lanthanum is part of the lanthanide, right?
Yeah. But when we talk about lanthanides, it is starting from 58, which is immediately after lanthanum. So many a times they ask that lanthanum 57 is a D block or F block element?
D block.
D
It's a
block.
D block element. Now, since the properties of the next 14 elements were similar to lanthanum, they were all named after lanthanum, and that is why the series is called lanthanides. But mind it that lanthanum is a D block element. तो अगर lanthanides का range पूछा जाए, we will always consider lanthanum obviously when we talk about lanthanides. But remember कि lanthanum तो D block element है, lanthanides का range is from 58 and till 71. And what is the starting and the ending element of lanthanides?
Cerium and lawrencium.
नहीं, lawrencium actinides में हो जाता है.
Lutetium, sorry.
Cerium to 71 is lutetium. Cerium to lutetium. Cerium to lutetium, and the range is 58 to 71. So whenever you have atomic number in between 58 to 71, the block is going to be F block and the group is going to be 3. That is fixed. And if it is lanthanide, it is going to be 6th period. मतलब ये तीन information 58 to 71 के लिए fix होगा. मतलब if you spot an atomic number between 58 to 71, it's the F block element placed in 6th period and the group number 3 will be fixed. Clear? मतलब आपको एक्चुअली ये सब करने की जरूरत भी नहीं है if you know the range well. Got it? Now, actinides starts after actinum. Again, a D block element. And what is the atomic number for actinum?
89.
89. So the actinide starts from 90 and will end at
103.
just add 13 because 90 is already first actinide element. तो plus 13 करेंगे तो last वाला मिल जाएगा. तो range हो गया 90 to 103 and it starts from starting ending element. Thorium TH, thorium to lawrencium LR. Thorium to lawrencium. So once again, if you know that actinides are having the atomic number range from 90 to 103, it's always going to be F block element in the 7th period and the group number 3. In 14 elements के लिए, this 3 information is going to be fixed. Got it? Keep noting down the points, as in when I'm discussing the MCQs. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have the S block element, what are the group numbers?
1 and 2.
So if it is S1, it's S block with group 1. S2, it will be group 2. P block के लिए
13 to 18.
13 to 18. And with regards to the configuration, if you have P4, what will be the group?
3.
So मैंने क्या बोला था, P में जितने भी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है, just add 12 to it. So P4 will be group 16, P5 will be group 17. And for D block, 3 to 12 between S and P. And with regards to the D electrons, you have to just add
2.
2.
2. So अगर D7 है, मतलब it will be 9th group. D10 है, तो it will be 12th group. Clear? So ये group का simple identification था. Period number you will get from the starting energy level, and the block you will get from the last electron entering into the type of the orbiter. ठीक है? So coming back to the question, the period number is asked for 98, and if we remember that 98 is a part of actinides, then the period number was directly 7. And this is the periodic table. So the group 1 and 2 refer to the S block elements, which consist of metals only. Group 3 to 12 are the D block elements, which also consist of metals. Group 13 to 18 are P block elements, which consist of metals, non-metals, metalloids, and the inert gases. Matlab, whatever a variation in the periodic table is observed with regards to the elements or their properties, it is observed in the P block. And when we talk about 6 period 57 to 71, now they say 57 to 71, but obviously remember that lanthanum will be a D block element. The lanthanides will be from the cerium to lutetium, that is from 58 to 71. We always consider lanthanum while discussing the properties because इन्हीं के reference से तो बाकी 14 elements की properties decide की गई है. And similarly, actinides will be 89 till 103, but again, actinum is a D block element, and the actinides will have the atomic numbers ranging from 90 to 103. Clear? One more thing to be observed. In the earlier nomenclature for the periodic table, the groups were assigned the letter A and B. In fact, the letter A was assigned to which two blocks of the periodic table?
S and P.
S and P. Because S and P block elements were called representative elements. They were called representative elements. So, if you look at S block, it is in the older nomenclature given a group number 1A and 2A. Then continuing with the P block, it's 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and the 8A or 0 group of the periodic table. So continuation यहाँ पर 3A for P block से होता है. Then the letter B was assigned for the D block elements, which are called transition or non-representative elements. Transition or non-representative elements. And the D block ka group 3 actually is assigned 3B. It starts with 3B. Starts with 3B. So 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B. And the 8th B was actually assigned to a combination of elements with similar properties, that is group 8, 9, 10. All were assigned 8B. And continuing further, it is 1B and 2B for the last two elements of D block. Why I am discussing this? Because many a times, instead of the group number 1 to 18, they ask the question in the form of A and B का representation. So you need to know it well that कौन सा group A और B के notation के हिसाब से valid है. ठीक है? For example, let's say we are getting an element which is placed in the group number 16. तो अगर earlier notation के हिसाब से देखें, what would be the answer?
6A.
16 was equivalent to 6A. ठीक है? So it's simple. It starts from 3A. So group 13 is 3A, 14 is 4A, 15 is 5A, 16 is 6A, 17 is 7A, and 18 is 8A. What simple है S and P का? उसके बाद, if I talk about the group number 11, then it will relate with. Huh? Yes?
8B.
Group 11 is not 8B. Group 11,
1B.
it's 1B. See, group 11 is copper wala group. It's 1B. Second last है ना? So, starting you remember that 3 is 3B. 3 is 3B. 4 is 4B. 5 is 5B. 6 is 6B. 7 is 7B. Then 8, 9, 10 जो है वो क्लब करके 8B असाइन किया गया है. And then the last two are 1B and 2B. ठीक है? So it's very simple. See, 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 are given 1A to 8A. And 3 से जो start होता है वो 3B असाइन किया गया है. मेनली रीजन वही है कि थर्ड ग्रुप के लिए 3 और फिर नॉन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के लिए B. So 3 के लिए 3B. Got it? So this particular notation is also to be remembered. You might get a question of this notation rather than the actual group number of 1 to 18. Am I clear on that?
Yes,
Bolo?
sir.
Okay. Then the nuclei of elements X, Y, and Z have same number of protons but different number of neutrons. According to Mendeleev periodic table, the elements X, Y, and Z belong to same group and same period, different group, different period, same group and different period. They are isotopes which do not have different positions.
Isotopes
one.
do not have different positions.
Isotopes which do not have different positions, very true. Because they are asking you the relation according to whom? Mendeleev periodic table. And according to Mendeleev periodic table, the periodic properties of elements are function of
Mass.
atomic masses. So if it is function of atomic masses, then with same number of protons and different number of neutrons, the X, Y, and Z would be simply the isotopes which are not going to have the different positions in the periodic table. Correct. In fact, that was a drawback associated with the Mendeleev, that it could not assign the position for the isotopic elements because of the different masses. Correct. Sure. Next, which of the following is the artificial element in the periodic table? Now, there are some factual things which you are supposed to remember. The first artificial element which was synthetically or man-made was technetium, the atomic number 43. Now, these details you will get from the volume 1. Look at the page number 22. On page 22 you are being given some important points. वहां पर whatever factual details you are supposed to remember, entirely it's given. Most of the things you are well aware of. जो जो चीजें नहीं पता है, you should remember that, because इस type के direct questions आ सकते हैं. So you can see the point number 9, the artificial element is technetium with Z equal to 43. Okay, so before the next session, please go through this table and remember each and every point. Okay, mark it as important. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Next, which of the following is not a transition element,
Zinc.
and why so?
It has only one oxidation state.
It has only one oxidation state, correct. And there is one more reason. Transition elements are the D block elements, but by definition, transition elements are those which have incompletely filled D configuration, which have incompletely filled D configuration या D subshell. And दूसरा reason definitely are those which have variable oxidation state, यानी एक से ज़्यादा oxidation state available है, so they will be considered as the transition elements. So now if I consider, let's say, manganese versus zinc, help me with the configuration of manganese. Manganese का configuration,
Argon, 4s2, 3d5.
मैंने कितनी बार बोला है, scandium to zinc, this 10 elements you are supposed to remember, which is 21 to 30. और इसको सिंपल वे में बताया भी था कैसे याद रखना है. स्कैंडियम, बोलो आगे.
Vanadium,
टिटेनियम, वनेडियम,
chromium, manganese,
देन
iron, cobalt, nickel, copper.
so it's scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, Fe-Co-Ni-Cu-Zin. These 5 elements can be very easily remembered as Fe-Co-Ni-Cu-Zin. ठीक है. So here manganese is 25, and with 25 the configuration is argon 18, 4s2, that becomes 20, and then 3d5. And zinc being the last element will have the configuration argon 4s2 and 3d. So with 3d10 the D subshell is completely filled, and because of that zinc can exhibit only one oxidation state. Also, many of the properties of zinc is very different in comparison to the other elements of the same series. जैसे zinc is found to be softer as compared to the other elements. Zinc has a very low melting and boiling point as compared with the other elements. ठीक है, तो ये सारी properties different है, इसकी वजह से this is not considered to be a transition element. In fact, all the last elements of every D series is not a transition element, or they are considered as non-transition elements. तो जिंक के नीचे कौन है? Let's go back to the periodic table. Yes. So the group 12 entirely will be referred as non-transition, and they are zinc, cadmium, mercury, and copernicium. The main three elements are zinc, cadmium, mercury. One more, if you can remember, it's copernicium. ठीक है? So not a transition element के लिए non-transition elements, remember as a whole group 12, and the elements are zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. Clear? Yes or no? Bolo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then coming to the atomic radius and their properties. So atomic radius is nothing but the distance between the nuclei of the combining atoms. Distance between the nuclei of the combining atoms, but that distance is actually called as the bond length. When we talk about the radius, it is going to be the internuclear distance divided by 2. Barabar? In fact, the atomic radius could be measured in 3 ways depending on the type of the element. And what were the 3 ways?
Ionic, covalent, and van der Waal.
No. Ionic radius is a part of atomic radius. That's okay. Atom के radius के लिए we have covalent radius, metallic radius, and van der Waals radius. So covalent radius में there is overlapping between the orbitals. Metallic radius के लिए the atoms are so close they are just touching each other. And van der Waals के लिए, if I consider the gaseous molecule like chlorine, then between the two combining chlorine gases, the force of attraction is very weak, and that is van der Waals. अब इनके बीच में if I take the internuclear distance, this will be very large. So the radius over here is called van der Waals radius, which is again d by 2. This particular internuclear distance will be d, and half of that will give you the metallic radius. So overall, the comparison of all the 3 radii, which is large, largest कौन सा होगा?
Third one.
Then comes,
Metallic.
and then comes
Covalent.
covalent. Okay, let's look at the MCQs. Calculate the bond length of CX bond if CC bond length is 1.54 angstrom, XX bond length is 1 angstrom, and the electronegativity values of carbon and X are 2 and 3 respectively. So CC bond length between the carbon atoms is being given. XX bond length between the halogens is given, and we are asked the bond length for the CX. This is carbon to carbon, this is XX, and this is CX. Okay. Now, when we are talking about the bond between the similar atoms, then we are considering it as homodiatomic. molecule. मतलब the bond is formed between similar atoms. ठीक है, और इस केस में the electronegativity values are same, so there will be no distortion in the electron cloud for CC and XX bond. Do you agree? homodiatomic molecules होंगे तो क्योंकि electronegativity value same है, the distortion of the electron cloud will not be there. But the moment I come to a hetero diatomic molecule, then this electron cloud is not going to be symmetrical, it is going to get distorted. In fact, in case of CX, since X is more electronegative, the electrons, the shared electrons will attract towards X. So the electron density towards X will increase and towards carbon will decrease, and it will become, the covalent bond will become
Polar.
polar. So in this case, the normal calculation of the covalent bond will not be correct. It will not give you the accurate covalent radius. So there is a correction which is to be done on the basis of electronegativity. There is a correction which is to be done on the basis of electronegativity. Yes or no? So what we will take the radius of the carbon, the radius of the halogen, and subtract a factor which will take care about the electronegativity and the electron cloud distortion. So the CX ka distance will be calculated as the radius of carbon plus the radius of X minus 0.09 times the electronegativity difference of X and C. This particular distance we can't directly take as internuclear distance divided by 2, because here the elements are differing in electronegativity. Hetero type का है, तो अगर hetero रहेगा तो we have to introduce a correction factor with regards to the electronegativity. समझा? In short, अगर आपको कोई bond length measure करना है which is involving different elements differing in electronegativity, you take the radius का sum and subtract a correction factor which is to be remembered 0.09 times electronegativity of X minus electronegativity of whatever the other element is. Clear? Bolo. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
And this particular relation is called Stevenson-Shoemaker equation. Stevenson-Shoemaker equation. ठीक है, handwritten synopsis में I've already given all these details. You can go through them before you start with the MCQs. Okay, so now the CX bond length will be equal to, what is the radius of carbon? Yes,
Bond length by 2.
4 divided by 2.
it is half of the internuclear distance or the bond length. So this will give you a value of 0.7 and 7 plus radius of X would be half of 1.5, and mind it, the unit for this will be always in angstrom. CX bond in angstrom milega. Matlab the radius have to be in angstrom only, then only this balancing or the correction factor would be valid. Okay, minus 0.09, the difference is 1. So add up, we get 1.27 minus 0.09, that will give 1.18 angstrom. So do you understand the decrease in the bond length because of the electronegativities?
Yes, sir.
So that's it from this example. Just remember this relation, Stevenson-Shoemaker equation. 0.09 into electronegativity difference. That's it. Next. Increasing order of atomic size of lithium, beryllium, boron, and neon is. Yes. See, first thing, whenever a trend regarding any periodic property is asked, first thing is you arrange those elements as per periodic table. मतलब find out करो whether they are belonging to a particular period or group or different period, different groups. आपको कोई भी combination आ सकता है. For that you need to know the arrangement very, very thoroughly. तो जैसे if you look at the elements lithium, beryllium, boron, neon, can you tell me the relation of arrangement?
Same period.
They are placed in the same period and that second period. And the arrangement is in the order of lithium, beryllium, boron, and neon. And we are supposed to compare the atomic size. So now, trends ke liye, with respect to the period, what is to be thought? What factor is to be thought for atomic size comparison?
Nuclear charge.
Nuclear charge. And trend ये बोलता है, as we move from left to right, the nuclear charge,
Increases.
so the atomic size
Decreases.
decreases. So lithium would be the largest element, followed by beryllium, boron, and neon. ठीक है? अब ध्यान देना. This is the atomic size variation as per the trend. But if I talk about neon, what type of radii is measured for it?
Van der Waal.
Van der Waal. So if there is a Van der Waals radius measurement and question में अगर बोला है कि the increasing order of Van der Waals radius, then the largest would be neon, and then as per the trend lithium, beryllium and boron. अगर सिर्फ atomic size पूछा है तो it will be going by the regular trend where we are just comparing the atomic sizes in terms of covalent or metallic radius. But अगर specifically Van der Waals radius पूछा है तो ही inert gases would be largest in any period. Largest in any period. ठीक है? Now in the notes page 10 पे the answer given is this, but this answer is valid only if the Van der Waals is specified in the question. तो correct answer अगर atomic size का पूछा है तो it's going to be this only. So just एक correction कर लो page 10 पे. जो order दिया है that is of Van der Waals radius and atomic radius पूछा होगा तो it will be going by the regular trend. Is this clear? ये छोटी छोटी चीजें ध्यान में रखनी है because the questions are simple in the periodic table, but if you don't read it properly, you will go wrong. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then the increasing order of atomic size, arsenic, bismuth, tin, lead, and antimony is. तो again मैंने क्या बोला था? To understand the comparison, arrange them. Now arrange करने के लिए P block का elements का sequence आपको आ जाना चाहिए. So do we know the group 13 elements? Group 13,
Boron, aluminum.
Gallium,
gallium. Bal Gangadhar,
Indian Tilak,
Indian Tilak. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, and thallium. Then coming to the group 18, it is the inert gas, and boron के period के साथ में we will have neon, then argon, krypton, xenon, radon, and of course helium रहेगा ऊपर. उसके बाद now 14, 15, 16, 17. Even 17 is halogen, that is remembered. It's fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. अब बच गया 3 ग्रुप्स जिसके एलिमेंट्स आपको याद रखने हैं, राइट? रिस्पॉन्ड.
Yes, sir.
14 का ग्रुप स्टार्ट्स विथ
Carbon.
कार्बन. नेक्स्ट इज सिलिकॉन, द मेटलॉइड. कार्बन, सिलिकॉन. देन वी हैव जर्मेनियम. देन टिन and lead. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and lead. Group 15 is the nitrogen family. Starting with nitrogen, we have phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Make a note of this, huh? You need to remember these elements. Then 16 starts with oxygen, followed by sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. So having remembered these group elements for the P block, now look at arsenic, bismuth, tin, lead, and antimony. So I will arrange them as per the periodic table arrangement. Arsenic, उसके नीचे है antimony, and उसके नीचे है bismuth, and I got to arrange tin and lead also, which is to the left here, tin and lead. Clear हो गया arrangement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब atomic sizes को compare करना है. So what happens when we go down the group
Size increases.
and left to right?
Decreases.
size decreases.
So if I talk about this arrangement, which is going to be the largest atom?
PB.
PB. Down the group बढ़ता है, मतलब PB and BI both are bigger or larger elements, but comparatively PB versus BI में left to right अगर देखें तो PB would be greater, of greater size. So trend simple हो जाता है अभी, PB greater than BI. उसके बाद among SN and SB,
SN.
SN will be larger than SB, and the smallest of them will be arsenic. That is the trend for the atomic size. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Once again, periodic table का कोई भी question without arrangement you will not be able to solve. You got to know the arrangement of the elements which are given to be compared. इसलिए उसका arrangement आना बहुत जरूरी है. And as we progress with the block elements, definitely you will be able to remember all the block elements properly with a correct arrangement. Next, which of the following should be the longest bond? अब yesterday session में ही मैंने bond length के बारे में बात किया था. If you observe in the options, hydrogen is common. The uncommon elements are sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. So what you are going to compare and how we are going to relate? Bolo.
The
Bond
size
के
of the
length.
atoms.
The size of the atoms. Very correct. और जितना larger size होगा atom का उतना bond length
Greater.
greater
Greater.
होगा. So now we have to compare the sizes for sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus. And as per the arrangement, we have nitrogen, उसके नीचे phosphorus, right में oxygen, उसके नीचे sulfur. So can you spot the largest atom?
Phosphorus.
So answer is pH. The bond depends on the size. Which of the following has the largest size? Now we are supposed to compare the anions versus cations. And as a general rule, anions are always
Bigger than the parent atom.
bigger than the parent atom and cations are always
Smaller
smaller
than the parent atom.
than the parent atom. Among the anions, if we know the charges, then which is of larger size?
Nitrogen.
Because of the higher charge. So if you remember, हमने ionic sizes के लिए isoelectronic species का concept लिया था. And one sequence with respect to neon for the isoelectronic species was taken. So with respect to neon, what are the isoelectronic species? भूल गए क्या? Neon के पहले what is the element?
Fluorine.
Fluorine. So that has 9 electrons. So to make it isoelectronic, it will be fluoride. उसके पहले
Oxygen.
oxygen का oxide. Then we have, tell me the name.
Nitride.
Nitride.
Nitride. And then we have carbide, right? Then neon के बाद में we have sodium cation, magnesium 2+ cation and aluminium 3+ cation. So all these are the species which are having the same number of electrons, that is 10. So among this, if I compare the anions, they are going to be larger than the cations. Or among the anions, carbide would be of the largest size because it is having only 6 protons, which is attracting 10 electrons. Whereas fluoride mein, there are 9 protons attracting 10 electrons. So of course, the effective nuclear charge, yeah, ZEF, for the carbide is going to be very less, matlab minimum. And if I compare aluminium, there are 13 protons attracting 10 electrons. So the ZEF, effective nuclear charge, would be maximum. So minimum ZEF के लिए the size is, ionic
Larger.
size would be max. And ZEF max होगा तो the ionic size would be min. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Now observe one thing. Here the size comparison is between nitride oxide, potassium and calcium. Are they isoelectronic?
No.
No.
No. In fact, potassium and calcium जो है, they will be isoelectronic with argon, which is placed in the next period with respect to nitrogen carbon. तो अगर period अलग होगा, and if we are comparing anions versus cations, still the anions would be large or the cation would have a larger size?
Anions would have a larger size.
anions would always be dominating with regards to the size. So for the consecutive periods, generally consecutive periods की अगर बात करें तो उनमें anions का size हमेशा cation से ज़्यादा ही रहेगा, because of the negative charge and because of a very less Zef. Because अगर मैं potassium की बात करूं K+1, there are 19 protons which are attracting 18 electrons. So the attraction power of the 18 electrons by 19 protons is going to be
Very high.
very high. So the size obviously is going to shrink. Whereas अगर मैं nitride बोलूं तो I have 7 protons attracting 10 electrons. So just understand the attracting power in case of nitride is going to be less, and the attraction power of the electrons from with the nucleus is going to be very high for potassium. इसीलिए अगर consecutive periods में भी anion cation compare करते हैं तो anions का size is always larger. Remember that. अगर isoelectronic है तो no worries, और isoelectronic ना भी हो तो भी anions का size ही ज्यादा होगा. समझा? This is
Yes, sir.
clear. Then we have the next property of ionization potential. So ionization potential is simply defined as the energy required to remove the electron to form a cation. ठीक है, अब इसमें कुछ interesting questions हैं जो आपको समझ में आने चाहिए. So I'll revise the concept and जो add-on है वो भी discuss करते हैं with the example 12. Good question. Which of the following should be the order of increasing values of second ionization potential of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine? They are asking about the order for second IP and not the first IP. Second IP का मतलब one electron is already being removed, and we are supposed to compare the IPs for C+, N+, O+, and F+. Is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो सबसे पहले forget about the second IP. Let me compare the first IP. And first IP का comparison तो हम कर चुके हैं for the neutral atom. Can you tell me the first IP order for carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine?
Fluorine is maximum.
Then
Then nitrogen.
perfect, and
Then oxygen and then carbon.
correct. IP along the period, as the nuclear charge increases, it goes on increasing. But there were exceptions in the group number 2 and group number 15. मैंने पूरा second period compare करके बताया था. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. And the exception was observed for beryllium, boron, and nitrogen, oxygen, with a reason of
Half-filled configuration.
half-filled configuration of nitrogen and fully filled configuration of beryllium, na?
Yes, sir.
This is half-filled, beryllium is completely filled. So we know that half-filled and completely filled are stable, and that's the reason energy required to remove the electron from that stable configuration will be large. So lithium and beryllium में regular comparison है, beryllium boron में exception हो जाएगा, nitrogen oxygen में exception, and then as usual. So यहाँ पर this was the order. ठीक है, तो first IP में issues नहीं है. अब second IP के लिए I need to write the configuration which is left after the removal of one electron. So I have to write for C+, O+, N+, and F+ species. Help me with the configuration. Outer वाला ही देखेंगे हम. Inert gas is helium. Outer बोलो. बोलो.
2s2 2p2.
2s2 2p2 is for neutral carbon, na?
2p1.
Understand, we have removed one electron already. First IP already compare कर चुके हैं. Second IP के लिए जो species comparison में होंगे वो neutral carbon नहीं होगा ना. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
So we have to remove the electron and now look at the configuration. So it will be 2s2 2p1 for carbon plus. Then 2s2 2p1 2py1 x1 y1, sorry. Then oxygen would be 2s2 2p x1 2py1 2pz1. And fluorine would be 2s2 2px made 2 2py1 2pz1. समझ में आया क्या किया मैंने?
Yes, sir.
Ab looking at the configurations, tell me to remove the second electron where the energy required is going to be very high.
Oxygen.
Oxygen ho jayega. Because now the oxygen has acquired a stable configuration after the loss of one electron. Na? The second IP will be max for oxygen. Ab bache baki elements which don't have any stable configuration. So the comparison now will be as per the regular trend. Yes or no? Hello?
Not
Are you
in
following or
understand.
not? तो ऑक्सीजन के लिए सबसे हाईएस्ट होगा और उसके बाद रेगुलर फॉलो होगा. रेगुलर मतलब फ्लोरीन का ज्यादा होगा, फिर नाइट्रोजन एंड देन कार्बन would be the answer. समझाइए. Yes or no?
So can you just once repeat why is O larger?
See, to compare the second IP, I need to write the configuration of the species which are formed after the loss of first electron. तो जब एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन सब में से निकाल दूं तो I will get the configuration as this. ये समझा?
Yes, sir.
So the configuration for carbon plus is 2s2 2p1 and then बाकी के लिए लिख लिया. अब with respect to the configuration which is found to be the most stable configuration, this has become half filled, na?
Yes, sir.
And the half filled configuration is found to be highly stable. तो अगर मुझे अब second electron निकालना हो तो the energy required for the O plus species would be high, na?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. अब मान लो थर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन निकालना है, थर्ड आईपी कंपेयर करना है, तो खाली बताओ किसका हाईएस्ट होगा.
Fluorine.
फ्लोरीन. Because now third IP के केस में this will become a stable configuration, so it is going to be fluorine and बाकी के लिए regular trend. Simple. Now on the similar lines, the next question. Correct order of second ionization potential of lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. तो अप्रोच क्या रहेगा आपका, बोलो.
Write the electronic configuration.
And the electronic configuration should be written of the species with +1 charge, right? Because one electron is removed. Help me with the configuration.
1s2.
1s2. Next. 1s2 2s1. 1s2 2s2. And 1s2 2s2 2p1. Again, just look at the configuration, analyze the stability, and compare. Which configuration you find as most stable?
Lithium plus.
lithium plus, and also boron plus. But when I compare lithium versus boron, the removal of electron is going to be very difficult for
Lithium.
Lithium.
plus because of the smaller size. So lithium plus would have the highest second IP, followed by
Boron.
B plus, followed by
Carbon.
carbon, and then beryllium. Okay, in fact, lithium plus has acquired the configuration of helium, and helium is the element with the highest IP in the periodic table because of the very stable configuration and the small size. Electron removal is most difficult for helium or 1s2 configuration.
Sir,
Hmm.
why carbon first and then beryllium?
Because after the comparison of Li plus and B plus, it is regular comparison between B and carbon. And regular matlab, along the period, what happens to the IP?
Increases.
So B is less than C, or C is greater than B.
Okay, sir.
Lithium, boron, carbon, beryllium, option 3. Next, which of the following should have the least value of IP? Least value.
Hydrogen.
Observe करो, ये सारे species में there is something common.
Number of electrons.
They're all uni-electron or one electron species. ठीक है? तो अगर सब one electron species है, तो the comparison of the IP will be based on the nuclear charge, and the nuclear charge is highest for the beryllium. So the IP is going to be maximum for beryllium and minimum for hydrogen. और least value पूछा है, that's why the answer is 2. Always understand the comparison between the options given, कि उन options में क्या ऐसा चीज है जो हम compare कर सकते हैं. Then 16th one, which of the following should be correct for Z1 and Z2 in the following two processes? If you observe, the first process is M plus Z1 changing to M2 plus with the loss of electron. Can you tell me this process is related to what periodic property? Forget about Z. M plus changing to M2 plus is which periodic property?
IP.
It's IP. अब let's say aluminium है, which have 3 valence electrons. So to remove the 3 electrons, if I show the stepwise removal, in the first step I'll get Al plus. Al plus will lose the electron to form Al2 plus, and the 2 plus will lose an electron to form Al3 plus. For removing the first electron, the energy is called, क्या बोलते हैं? First ionization potential. बोलो.
Yes, sir.
Then second electron removal is second IP, third electron removal is third IP. So can I say this Z1 is nothing but IP2, and this Z2 is nothing but IP3. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So question tha, what is the correct relation between Z1 and Z2? Is half of Z1 equal to Z2? Are they equal, or Z1 is half of Z2? Yes, Z1 is less than Z2.
The fourth one.
The fourth one, because हमने IPs को जब compare किया था for multi electron removal, then IP3 would be much greater than IP2 and much greater than IP1. और concept simple था. If we are removing the electron from a neutral atom, it's easier. But from a charged species, the removal of electron will require higher energy. So the Z2, which is third IP, is going to be greater than the Z1. Clear? There is no definite relation between them. It will be just greater. Understood?
Yes, sir.
तो यहाँ पर मैंने डिस्कस किया हाउ टू अप्रोच द क्वेश्चंस विद रिलेशन टू द पीरियोडिक प्रॉपर्टी. जैसे वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट एटॉमिक रेडियस, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट आईपी और आयोनाइजेशन एनर्जी. ठीक है, तो ऐसे ही नेक्स्ट सेशन में आई कंटिन्यू विद द इलेक्ट्रॉन एफिनिटी, इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी एंड द वैलेंस. 5 ही इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टीज थी जो हमने डिस्कस की थी. ठीक है, एंड wherever exceptions are there, you have to focus directly on exceptions. That needs to be directly remembered moment you look at the question. Okay. So next time के लिए आपका काम क्या है? Go through the synopsis up till the example 16 what I have completed. Handwritten synopsis को एक बार go through करो. It will give you a clear idea of the entire chapter. एक पूरा summary मिल जाएगा. And page 22 पे जो some important points है वो आपको बराबर से learn कर लेना है. Okay. And solving the MCQs of periodic table is not going to take much of your time. It is going to be very fast once you understand all the concepts and the important exceptions. So exercise 1 का 1' to 3' भी complete करना है आपको. Example 16 तक synopsis, page 22 important points. Example 1 का 3 properties जो मैंने आज discuss किया उसके related MCQs. By next week. Not next week, sorry. We're going to have the session day after tomorrow. Sorry, Sunday, by Sunday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
तो आपका टेस्ट है तो उसके बेसिस पे ये छोड़ दो, ऐसे मत करो, बिकॉज इवन पीरियोडिक टेबल का टेस्ट इज शेड्यूल्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कॉम्बो इन द नेक्स्ट वीक. सो आपको वैसे भी ये चैप्टर करना है तो जस्ट टेक आउट 1 to 2 hours, इट विल बी डन. ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा इस चैप्टर को. इट इज वेरी सिंपल. एंड स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम एज इट इज द टेस्ट इज शेड्यूल्ड, सो यू आर सपोज्ड टू कंप्लीट इट. क्लियर? सो शेड्यूल योरसेल्फ, प्लान करो बराबर से. एंड 2 घंटे आपको पीरियोडिक टेबल को देने हैं संडे के पहले. और एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर का डीपीपीज एंड एक्सरसाइज जो भी बाकी था वो कंप्लीट करके you should be ready with the doubts by Friday. Doubt session on Friday and regular session of entrance on Sunday. Clear? Full
So the
confusion?
structure of an atom that will be included in the combo test only directly.